Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your January, February, March 2026 reading. This is a preview of the first quarter of next year. And in that way, we are looking closely at themes for each month. And I will clarify tarot cards and also pull a couple of oracle cards to help us sort the primary themes up. This is being done during the full moon in Gemini energy, and so there is a lot about the movement of Mercury's retrograde cycle that is informing the way that we are finding support and ultimately some progress moving into the new year. In January, I have the Page of Wands, and this is really consistent with your natural temperament, Sagittarius. This is about your enthusiasm, your sense of newness. You're seeing from a fresh perspective. You're seeing yourself as in a new form, almost a reborn form. It is significant that Neptune will be moving into Aries at the end of the month, and this is consistent depending on your planetary placements. Early Aries will be sparking off some energy for those of you with personal planets in Sagittarius for sure, and any Sagittarian placements. So this is really focusing again on a new direction, a new understanding of your place, your presence, your role in the world, and a kind of openness to wherever your energy can take you. In February, the Empress card. So February is informed by Saturn again moving into Aries in the middle of the month. And this is focusing on the structure. And what I love about its interface with the Empress card is the Empress card talks about power, presence, the power of love, the effort, the diligence, the work ethic, the consistency, the diligence and devotion to apply oneself to discrete tasks in harmony with natural flow, timing, and in attunement to those around you, always taking on a protective, a nurturing role, ensuring that others that are joined with you in this work have what they need to find their strength and to work in an optimal way that doesn't shortcut the pleasure of the effort. So this effort that you're expending, and you didn't just expend it in February. This feels like some kind of a culmination of your implementation of some kind of a vision, or your recognition as being primary, or having oversight over a team, a project, or some kind of plan. I think that this is moving you in a direction of recognizing that your power is always with you. It is focusing on the foundation, a new foundation, the energy that you can match through your work ethic, and the ability to receive the recognition, the rewards, and the love that you have earned. So this is a time of great focus, with Uranus moving direct in early February, but remaining in Taurus, ruled by your ruling planet, or ruled by Venus. I'm sorry, it's not your ruling planet. You are really open to receiving this recognition, this love. You're being instructed on how You receive love in a way that is comfortable for you. You express your power and you make necessary changes. Devote yourself to hard work in a way that is most comfortable, stable, and secure. In March, we have the Emperor. Wow. So the Emperor and the Empress are quite significant here. And I'm not sure if this is about someone joining you or your own evolution as a leader. But in March, a couple of things happen, most notably Jupiter, which is currently in a harmonious relationship to Mercury, and Saturn is moving direct in Cancer. And this is helping to allow you to see your efforts or the impact of your efforts in the world. There's some security, measure of security you've gained that allows you to be generous and strategic about the way that you are the way that you are managing the work of others towards some goal that you share, having taken on responsibilities for a collective, a team, or a collaboration. So the Emperor here is where you are comfortable in your power and understand yourself to be a force that has sovereignty over your own actions, your own words. This is really beautiful in harmonious aspect to Mercury because you understand when truth must emerge from silence, when to be silent, when to allow those for whom you work, with whom you work, on whose behalf you work to emerge into their own sense of strength and capacity. So this feels very empowering in March and an opportunity for you to be generous with your wisdom, your advisement, with your experience. So I'm going to clarify the Page of Wands in January with the Five of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. January, I see you negotiating among teams, among collaborators, perhaps among different projects. I see you working to assist the projects of others at the same time that you support the structure of a project of your own. So I see you working, multitasking, if you will, but more importantly, not simply within an organization or a project, but between organizations or projects. You're showing up as an assistant in one capacity and as a builder in the other. So I'm simplifying this as an example of the dynamic that may be occurring in January when Jupiter, Neptune moves into Aries towards the end of the month. So this is really moving you out of, I believe, an energy that you assist on behalf of others or a larger collective, and moving more, shifting more clearly into the structuring of your own enterprise, your own project or activity. So this feels specific, but I think it can be applied to a number of scenarios. Many of you work in more than one job. Many of you have a job and a side hustle. Many of you are building up a side hustle in relation to a day job. So that can describe the context for a number of creators or entrepreneurs. And I think January is a time when you continue this very delicate and time intensive balancing act between a contribution to a communal effort and something that helps you to build up your own independent project. In February, the Empress is clarified by the Hierophant and the Page of Wands. I'm really liking the pages so far because I feel that this particular time of 2025, this full moon energy is really about preparing ourselves to make discoveries around areas or activities that we did not believe we had the capacity to affect. So I see you, particularly in March, being enthusiastic and excited about something that is more a reflection of your own creative effort, more of a way in which you are using your voice, your language, to teach, to heal, to advise, to instruct, to support others in their growth, in their efforts to heal, in their advancement, perhaps in some practical endeavor, their career or their job. And you bring to this activity, this commitment, and I feel like it is a commitment to your own creative practice in some way. This enthusiasm that no longer thinks of yourself as having failed at multiple projects, but recognizes that the multiple projects or employment that you've had over the years has actually made you uniquely qualified to support others, particularly at the beginning, at the initiation of a project. This is where you bring your ability to understand structure, to simplify the goals for others. So in February, again, Saturn turns direct in Aries. So not only are you launching your own enterprise, but you are supporting others through that service or that product that you have created. In March, the Emperor is clarified by the King of Wands and Three of Cups. One of the reasons that I use few cards is because these are collective readings, and as you know, there's no way that I can read specifically for you as individuals. But by identifying themes, I'm hoping that many of you will be able to find your story, your message within those. And in March, I see the Emperor as emblematic of your command, of your support, of your followers, of your audiences. There's almost a symbiotic relationship between those you serve and those you lead. So there's an interesting dynamic here where you have stepped further into your power, but the impact and the influence of that power. And so you have long identified your experience and expertise, and you have gained the confidence that those experiences, no matter how cumulative or long-term they have been, as giving you the appropriate balance of thoughtfulness, strategy, strategic thinking, and compassion, vulnerability, understanding that your heart is what informs your authenticity, and that that's what connects you to your coworkers, those your collaborators, your audiences. I'm going to hope that this reading is resonating for you. If so, please like this video. Please share this with others if you think it would be helpful, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I'm going to, of course, I always welcome your comments, and now I'm going to use the oracle cards to highlight some themes in each month. So I pulled a oracle card for each month, and I will finish up with a single oracle card from the Enchanted Blossoms at the end. So here in January, I have the health card. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And here I do see you navigating your energy levels after a considerable spell where you cultivated your practice of introspection. Perhaps that was meditation, journaling, um, uh, following your dreams, whatever helped you to cultivate that sacred silent space for yourself, where your energy was necessarily lowered as a way of slowing you down. However, in January, the pace picks up and you are actively doing things that help you to have the energy and the time management to be effective in different settings. As I mentioned, in January, you're spreading yourself between at least a couple of projects, one of your own creation and one that is a greater collaboration with others, where you are more of an assistant. And I feel that keeping your energy up, tending to your wellness overall is critical as you have the best impact and influence in these different realms. And you are aware that you are opening up to new discoveries as you work in these different roles. In February, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This really takes me back to the idea that you are healing. You're committed to healing, not as an external exercise, but as a reflection of the healing you've experienced in your own life. And it's something that you use as a model for the ways that you find yourself, in some cases, very surprisingly, helping others in real concrete ways. You have qualities that are calming, soothing, and comforting to others. And I think that as you are able to connect with other people through your own experience, exposing that experience, that energy, that commitment, you're actually helping others to build structure into their projects, into a consideration of their path, their intentionality. So you're helping others to adjust that at the same time that you're doing that in the gentlest way possible, the most practical, the simplest way possible. And so your intuition is highly activated by the need to be realistic and to help others to scale back their beginning efforts or their healing efforts in a way that will ensure some sense of forward movement, some sense of progress. In March, abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in the physical reality. So here, I'm finding that you have come to a place in March, again, Jupiter's direct, where you are an expression of generosity, bounty, largesse. Your experience is the benefit that you give back. You realize that you have manifested successfully many experiences and opportunities for yourself and have become very expert at recognizing and showing others how to recognize those opportunities. and you are supported in that, in part because you are surrounded by love. You're surrounded by the positive results that have been a result of your support of others. So you're feeling this generation of love, nurturance, and caring through your actions of support. And finally, I'm going to pull an enchanted blossom. And these cards are really new. And I've pulled compassion for Sagittarius. And these cards feature flower and butterfly. And I particularly find these fitting because I find flowers are a language. They're a highly ritualized language in European culture in the past. But they're also a natural expression, a natural expression of nature, of course. And they are a language of the earth. And in that way, the butterfly's addition here, these are all named, is an emblem of the transformation that happens in beautiful and in painful ways. And as you experience this transformation in your life, particularly coming out of this last full moon of the year, you are well familiar with the struggle, the difficulty, the suffering that you've endured, sometimes pain of feeling stuck in the past. And that has been transformed through your understanding that you're now able to better interpret your feelings, understanding the power of your feelings as a tool to make discoveries, to allow the truths to emerge, the truths that are fueling you into the future with openness, with enthusiasm, with a beginner's mind. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes. I welcome comments. Until next time, namaste.